award-winning Tennessee Wildcast is on the air with the latest on hunting, fishing, boating, wildlife watching, and all things outdoors. Make welcome your host, drummer and outdoor expert novice, Jason Harmon.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of Tennessee Wildcast. We're glad you're tuning in. Thanks for watching, for listening. We got a great show lined up for you today. It's all about turkey hunting.
Yes, we have a celebrity in the house today, too.
I think so.
Yeah.
Especially around here.
Can't wait to get to know him a little better.
Yeah, me too. Don, we're right in the heat of it here. What's going on with the radio stations?
Yeah, Kicks 96 in Centerville is one of our favorites, and as well as the other 23 that run our show on the radio across Tennessee. And they run the Wildcasts Monday through Friday at 5 a.m. And then on Saturdays, you get the full show at 7 a.m. So anyway, we appreciate Kicks 96 right there in Centerville. So
Definitely. We appreciate all our stations. And good news coming in. We're going to be on a few more TV stations soon. So
that's heating up. That's getting good now.
Yeah, so I'm excited. And I'm even more excited about today's show. We have Kerry Wicks with us. And if you're an outdoorsman here in Tennessee and you receive our calendar or have a hard card, you've probably seen some of his work.
Yes.
And I'm excited to dive into this today.
He's 2 for 2.
Yeah.
Got a shot in the calendar. You know what? There is a lot of competition in that calendar competition. We've been doing that for many, many years. And I can't wait to hear the story again. We kind of he was telling it off mic about his friends goading him into doing it. And lo and behold, he's got the one of the covers and the hard card. So that's awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. So real quick, before we jump into that conversation, I just want to remind people that spring turkey season is here. It opened up last weekend, and it's going to run through May 28th. Remember that it's only you get one bearded turkey per day, not to exceed 2 per season. Only one can be a Jake this year. So make sure you check your guide. That's page is that, Don? 26 in the guide. Make sure you check that and review your regulations, and always check specific WMA regulations as well, because sometimes
they vary.
Those vary. So anyway, all right. Kerry, thank you for being here.
Pleasure. Thank you for having me. I'm humbled to be here. Be a part and help out any way I can.
Yeah. It's awesome to have you in studio and meet you for the first time. I saw the artwork. I was part of the team that judged the photos, and then we put it out for other folks to judge, and it stood out. And if folks haven't seen it yet, here's the shot that made the calendar, and then here's the shot on the hard card. So it's kind of a twofer. When you submit photos for the calendar, and you don't know what's going to happen, and then you get your picture on a card.
Your buddy sending screenshots. Hey man, did your picture?
Yeah, right.
What is that? That's a hard card. Like,
that
what?
looks familiar.
Well, it was so good that we had to put it on our marketing team and our licensing division. They thought, well, that's going to look good on a card. So
it does. It looks really good. It's the way it turned out and stuff on there. And like I say, it's an honor to have it on there and to be the home state. And those are Tennessee turkeys right there. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into this, and a little bit about yourself.
Well, I don't want to say I've made a living on turkeys. I really never have. But it's what got me into making a living that I do now. Been doing photography and stuff for 22 years now or whatnot. Mostly started a lot of wildlife stuff, and then got into more the outdoor industry, I guess you could say, and working with a lot of marketing groups and TV shows and filming, producing. I mean, you name it, I've probably had my hand in it somewhere or another at some point in time. But that's been the course of my career. Just anything to do with marketing related, doing content, anything like that. But other than that, man, I live for the spring. I'm just counting down the days. And like I told you guys earlier, y'all only give me some days with a gun, so I had to figure out a way to get more days with them. So I was like, well, I better pick up a camera, shoot them with that. At least I ain't, illegal. So, but yeah, that's been it, man. It's been a blessing. Like I said, I don't feel like I've ever really worked a day in my life, but
living the dream.
I feel like people say that, and like, well, some days I feel like I'm probably living somebody's dream. But
yeah,
but no, it is, man. It definitely is, and I'm humbled by it, and. Now, it's taken me to where I'm at now, which is full time with Drake Waterfowl and came on board with them 2 years ago, and we're doing a rebrand there, and
Awesome.
a lot of really, really exciting things to come for that brand.
Nice.
I mean, we'll be completely honest about at one point in time they were the premium, and there's been a lot that kind of fell off, but we're about to get it back there. So
All right.
stay tuned for that. It's a lot of cool things coming.
Very cool. Yeah. Well, your Instagram handle, KB Originals, on Instagram. I noticed there you've got marketing for Drake Waterfowl, and then ambassador for Benelli. And yeah. So tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, so same thing. They kind of started with the turkey photos, and my name got tossed around there, and they were looking for, like, I guess, a turkey ambassador, to help represent their shotguns for turkey hunting and stuff. And I remember the day I got an email from somebody there, and it was, hey, we'd love to talk to you about coming on board with us and shooting our shotguns. I'm like, yeah, right, man. Like Mossberg, somebody else got to step to the table first. I can't just go right into Benelli. All right, this is spam. Literally, I didn't pay no attention. Like 2 weeks later, got a repeat. Copy that. He's like,
wow.
hey, serious. I'd love to talk to him. Like, I may need to reach out to this guy.
Yeah.
I did, and sure enough, it was a real deal, and been with them for the last 4 or 5 years. And yeah, I'm an ambassador for them to represent most of their turkey, side of the shotguns, and
Nice.
help people out which has gotten popular. People doing their own loads or chokes and stuff. So it's been pretty cool to be a part of that and have your name on it. But
Yeah.
great people. Shotguns hold up like none other for me, and yeah, we're good to go, man. Rock with it.
Well, share the story of how this all came to be with the submitting your photo. You weren't going to, right, originally?
No, I wasn't going to. No. Some buddies, I think they threw it around on me on Facebook or something. The link got put out. Submit your photos and stuff. They're like, "Kerry, man, you got to do this. You got, some of your turkey stuff. Some of the best we've ever seen.
Yeah.
Do it. You probably get in there." I'm like, that's just not me. Like I just feel like if you toot your own horn or something, man. I was like, if they ever want to use something, they find it, and they're more than welcome to it. But I wouldn't, that's probably what would be it. But one buddy's like, no, man, you're going to submit it or I'm going to submit it for you. And I'm like, you got to know this joker now. Like he was serious, and I'm like, well, man, if he does it and he will, and not somehow do win that, a spot in that calendar, it's going to be awkward when I tell him, like, I don't know what y'all talking about. I didn't put it in there, so I was like, all right, if y'all really want me to, I'll do it, and I did, and, kind of went on about it, and sure enough, got the email about it and stuff, and here we are. The rest was kind of history from there. But I am glad that it did happen. Just like I say, going and getting on that card and stuff like that. It's something that's for me to be proud of. And like I said, I've been in a lot of publications and everything, but that one means a lot.
Yeah, and you didn't even know that it hit the hard card either, did you?
No, not at all. And my buddy Matt Harrison, it was at the NWTF, I'm pretty sure. One night he sent me a screenshot of the email about buying the hard card, and it had that picture on there. And he said, "Hey man, ain't this your picture?" I'm like, "Yeah, what is that?" And he said, "It's the TWRA. It's on it made the hard card."
Yeah.
And like he's actually from Mississippi, but when he goes to every other state the non-resident hunt, he buys a hard card and he collects them.
Oh, yeah.
So he was ecstatic. He's like, "Man, my dudes ain't got on the hard card. I'm going to be hunting there anyway. I'm getting one." I'm like, "Send me the link to that." That can't be real. Because then I was really taken to the side. Like I said, I was humbled by it, and when he sent me the link and I saw it was the real deal, I was like, "Now this is freaking cool." This is
Little piece of history there.
absolutely, and that's the thing for me is for your home state and somewhere you're proud to be from. When you tell people where you're from and to
That's
show them that
nice.
and be a part of it, something to archive for sure. So I
Yeah.
appreciate it, guys. I really do.
Well, it's cool. It's cool to hear that other folks are collecting these, and
Yes.
that's kind of what they're for. But it's also a waterproof card for the outdoors. It works great, better than the paper version, and
Yep.
a little something that sticks in your wallet. And if people don't know what they are, it's easy to get one of these. It's $5 online at GoOutdoorsTennessee.com, and it prints your license right there on the back with your TWRA number and all the information needed. And every license that you have will be printed on the back. So
Yeah.
It definitely is handy. I mean, to put that in your wallet, not have to fold it up and try to keep up with that paper. It is.
Right.
The numbers get rubbed off. So that's the way to go, no doubt.
Yeah, and everything these days is pretty much, on the app or virtual. You can just go online and check your animal in and, tag before you drag this year out there in the turkey woods. Make sure you tag your animal before you pull it out, but and put that confirmation number in and all that fun stuff. But yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So And back on the calendar, November. It's November.
Yeah, so just with it, just so y'all know, that same buddy that told me to do that, now he's got me in his phone as Mr. November. I'm like, man, that ain't even right. Cause like, what you do? He gets a kick out of it. And now when he answers his phone, it's like, Mr. November. I'm like, man, give me a break. You the one, because of you, I'm on there. He's like, yeah, don't you forget it.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Well, you may have touched on this, or maybe it was off mic, but you had a post out there recently on your Instagram. I've been trolling you a little bit, checking out some of your stuff, but you're a hunter first, photographer second. Kind of explain that post and what was behind that.
Well, because you so many times, and the way the social world is now, it's everybody, they think they know you because they follow you, and that's not it at all. And I've never taken backlash for anything, but I have in a way. And some people think, well, if you love it so much, those type of people, why would you ever shoot it? And I'm like, well, understand me first. I've had to really, and that was a thing for me is, photography and videoing them at an early age. I didn't have nobody teach me how to turkey hunt. I just had to do it on my own, and that was one way I learned how to do it, was spend time with them. Like, well, you ain't gonna learn from nobody better than that. If I can figure out how to get close to them, I'm doing something right. And then I started learning a lot of traits, and that's where it came from. So people, when they say stuff, you know what I mean, they're always like, oh, he's a turkey photographer. No, man, don't get it twisted. I love to shoot them just as much as I love to photograph them, but you get a lot of respect for that bird. That bird, I don't think people really understand how much art there is into a bird like that and the trait that they have. But yeah, that's kind of what I mean by that. Hunter first and photographer second.
And I understand you're kind of the go-to guy for Eastern turkeys too.
It's evolved to that.
Yes, tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I have had prints in different publications and stuff like that. Field and Stream, Outdoor Life, Peterson's, and you just keep naming them pretty much. If you've picked up any kind of outdoor magazine in a dentist's office or something at some point in time, I've probably been in that magazine. But yeah, it's just, taking it there and running with it. But it is what it is, really.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, for somebody that wants to get into it, kind of wanting to get into that world of photography, and we'll touch on the hunting side here in a minute too, but do you have any tips or suggestions for the gear?
Oh, sure. Get you a camera and go. Have fun.
That's amazing what these iPhones will do these days.
Let me tell you something. I think it's going to put me out of business before long. The thing is, they came a long way into. They're great, though. They really are. It's funny because I'll get with the guy that I do the high through calls and stuff with. Heck, we got him a camera one time to start filming his own hunts, and now he's like, man, Kerry, I think I'm just going to take my iPhone, But no, if I had any tips for anybody, if they want to ever get into it, is first get a camera, Don't try to just ask somebody that you think's doing the best work what they use, because it's probably going to be too advanced, but get something you can learn the basics from. Figure it out. Figure out the camera basics first, and then it's going to make you a better person with it. But just go shoot, figure out your own style and stuff, what you want to do. But there's definitely tons of information out there, and everybody thinks, oh man, you're getting, these so close. And sometimes it's the Indian, not the lens, but that comes with time too, But you gotta, stay with them and take your opportunities when you get them. And sometimes the Lord blesses you with the right shot,
I got a feeling your first camera didn't include much more than a 50 millimeter lens, so you probably had to find your own way to get close, right?
It probably wasn't even that nice. It was some kind of like a 16 to 35 or something, like it was wide angle.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, why ain't I getting close? He's like, it's zooming, right? No, that's not what that is, buddy. Like, but definitely not. I mean, I've worked my way up, and it's better than me, even though it's been frustrating times, and you wish you had some better stuff and you could do it better. But honestly, not having that stuff and letting that make me more lazy actually made me a better hunter, because it made me a better woodsman to get in there with them and get tight, and then start challenging myself. I want to try to get this shot. All right, well, you failed about 30 times. I'm gonna get that one. That one time was worth it, and that's kind of what I've done. I've literally in my own head just kind of thought of different shots and wanted to highlight the bird in certain ways that people probably don't ever think about them or see them. And when I showcase it, and I think that's kind of where my niche came from. People were seeing the bird in a different way. Like one of my most remarkable ones was I think I put like the Sound of Spring or something like that with it, but it was literally I can't tell you how many hours I spent in the field trying to get this. I wanted a slow shutter of a a wing dragging the ground, so it had like that blur effect coming off of it.
Oh, yeah.
I finally nailed it, and when that one hit, people were like, "Man, how'd you do it?" Like that's it. Like you literally captured the motion of. That's why I put it in the motion of spring or motion of sound, something like that. But anyway, yeah, I mean, just challenge yourself, and it's made me a better woodsman anyway. But it's been good, man.
I think looking at your shot, some of the depth of field and the glow of the sun coming through the feathers and things, man, it's pretty cool.
It's all about the light, isn't it?
Most of the time, that's what I tell people. I'm like, look, don't get me wrong, I know I'm blessed and stuff, but it's came from over time, but. The bird is a true work of art. They make me, make my job a lot easier. But that lighting, man. If you can I hit it right. Heck, I think I was texting you some stuff yesterday when I was like, man, look, man, I can't be there in the morning. They're putting it on right now. I'll get you in the evening time. That first hour in the mornings is right about now.
Yeah.
We knew your priorities were in the right place.
I'm just being honest with you. No, yesterday, actually, I had a buddy of mine. He's pretty big in the hunting industry and stuff. They do a series called Chasing 49. Steven Spurlock, he's the one that produces that, and he's been at my house for the last 4 or 5 days, and he's like, man, I need some good Eastern stuff, and I kind of sit beside you. I'm like, I don't want that having much, but it's good to see you now. Me and him, we got some that's some of the stuff I was saying, he was running a lot of video stuff. I was doing photos, and then I'd do some video, do photos, but we had a good time. It was some really cool stuff.
Really good.
Good stuff to show y'all.
Turkeys are hot right now in Tennessee, so.
They are definitely hot. That's what I tell people too. I'm like, one thing about photography, I'm like, I get to know what the birds are doing, where they're at in the season and how to approach them when the season comes in. 'Cause sometimes it's early, sometimes it's late, but I'm tell you right now, and you're going to keep seeing them drop. It's they hot.
Yeah. You can get in there with all that camera gear. He's going to get in there with a gun.
Yeah. Right.
That's right. They the thing about it is that setting up on them and everything like that, it all plays a role. But the season pushed back. This year.
Yep. And
at first I was like, man, this kind of puts me in a bind because that's not the same as Kentucky, Missouri. Like I got to redo my schedule, but I'm gonna tell you, I'm glad to kind of see it because they've definitely been getting a lot. You can tell they've had a chance to get a lot of breeding done before they got popped, and that's going to pay off big dividends later on. You're going to see a big result from that. So. I hat off to you guys.
Yeah, that's cool to hear your perspective on it because there's a lot of different perspectives out there. Some folks are excited about it. Some folks are like, man, I want to be in the woods right now.
I want to be in the woods. I do too.
And that was among the main reasons, among the conversation that happened when the commission decided to go that route and push it back. So.
Yeah, that's one thing I had heard somebody say or something, and I was like, man, I get it. They got a good point. If you want better numbers, you better fight them with numbers, right?
Yeah.
And definitely, I mean. That, don't get me wrong, we all know that that last weekend was probably on fire, but hey, they got a lot of breeding done because we've been seeing a lot of gobblers with just instead of 4 or 5 hens, there's like 2, 3 maybe max, and then other gobblers are trying to come in there and get on, and they're fighting. It's good right now.
Yeah,
get in the woods for sure.
Get out there and have fun. Get in the woods. I guess really. You had a couple of different. With the season being pushed back, it kind of gives you an opening day if you want to hunt in Alabama or Mississippi, right?
That was it. Yeah. So I just got back from Alabama, that long ago, and went down there and spent some time with a good friend of mine named George Mayfield, which George was man, he's just a legend on his own. That guy's kind of been a mentor for me over the years, and he's made a big stamp for his name, from what he's done in the turkey community, I guess you could say. He hunted with the greats, Ben Lee and Ezo King, and that was his running mate. So to get down there and live in Alabama, tromp around some of the woods that the legends once stomped on, and then hold somebody by the neck was pretty satisfying.
Yeah,
to pass the time.
Yeah, I saw some of your clips on Instagram of hauling a bird out. That's great.
Yeah,
different style of hunting down there, I guess. Those pines like that, I've never hunted in.
Well, so that area is known as the Flatwoods of Alabama. Lives and all that, and it's a lot different from what we are here. I'm like, man, these suckers ain't got a chance here because they can't just fly over to one hillside and my big hind end try to chase after. Like I can get you here, buddy. Like, go ahead. But no, it is a different style. It's a lot of big pines. A lot of clear cuts. A lot of different. It's just different. And birds are. I ain't gonna say they're different, but they are Alabama birds. And I've always said you kill a bird in Alabama, you kill a turkey about anywhere you want to in the U.S. And some of them birds are spawn of Satan. I swear, man. They can make you good or bad, and most times it's bad. But we had a good time down there. We were all successful in killing a couple birds, and we just kept after it,
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, you get a few opening days there, hunting in different states.
For sure. You get to see your buddies, you don't typically get to see too.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people come down here or up here, I guess, depending on which direction they're coming from. Tennessee's popular for out-of-state hunters. So come on, have fun. Well, this past weekend was juvenile or young sportsman's hunt, and you had the opportunity to take young man, Rhett, right?
Rhett, man. Yeah, over Rhett, man. He's not my nephew, but he's like my nephew. He couldn't ever tell us any different. And yeah, it was his first one. And my best friend I grew up with, Nate Smith, that's his son. Me and him always hunting together growing up and stuff. And then my son, Atlee, he's 17 now. And, last year was his last youth hunt. And we were like, man, I can't believe it's already, time flies.
Yeah,
and
it does.
Nate's like, wait a minute, man, Red'd be good to go next year. I'm like, oh, wait a minute now. All right, I see where we're going. Like, it's just passing the torch, So it was cool to end one last year just to roll back into it to somebody that's, meant a lot to you and his son now, and get to watch them experience it together. And that's just a memory you cannot erase, And it's fun to kill them yourself, but when you see your own killing them and having fun and enjoying it, that's something.
Yeah.
Something really special. But,
yeah, it's crazy. And then these days, I mean, like with all this technology that you're using out there, it's easy to capture these hunts, and capture these kids' first birds.
Yeah, well, you say that, and then you get somebody like a 5-year-old or something out there, and you're like, man, I really keep this one still, quiet, and wanting to whine, wanting to point fingers. But we got our little tips and tricks, we always done. We learned the hard way with my son, but it is fun to be able to capture and save, a memory like that. And I think he was actually keeping me and Nate more calm than we were keeping him calm. And we're like, are you on him? He's like, I'm going to wait till he gets still first before I shoot. I'm like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, wait till he stops. But it was a good time, man. That's good.
Yeah, it looked
and that stuff, that footage, man, it's as raw as it gets. It's heck. I think I'm jerking the camera around. It definitely ain't production quality. It went for that. It was. Heck yeah, we got it done.
You got a whole movie.
It's what it was. What it felt like, a little VHS tape. Or something.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah. Well, did you call it in with the KB hen?
We did actually. Yeah, we ran my call. Nate's, like I say, him being one of my good friends, has always ran that call. I tossed them off to him over the years and stuff. But we did. We've had just good success with it, like he's always done. Performed for me. And, it's been a good one, man.
Yeah, that's one of your calls, one you developed, right?
Yeah. Kind of funny story on that too. I don't know how much time we got.
Oh, you got plenty of time.
Yeah, that one's mine. The KB hen it's with Houndstooth Game Calls, and like anything else with this turkey stuff, man, I just had it set in my mind. I wanted to yelp up a turkey with my own mouth yelper, but I wanted to build it. I want somebody else to build it for me, and I wanted to figure it out on my own. And being through the industry and stuff, I had enough, friends. They knew how to build them, and I said, hey, I ain't looking to get your numbers or your stretches, anything like that. Just point me in the right direction when I need to get, and I'll figure it out from there. And they did. And some of them would toss off some numbers too, to at least get you sounding somewhat. And then from there, I fine-tuned. And I was like, well, this works for me. And I got a good front-end yelp with it and what I was looking for. And
yeah.
I did. I built up that call for I don't know how many years for myself. And then Lyle Gilbert, the one that owns Houndstooth, good buddy of mine, and he was always on me, hey, man, why don't you throw that call in the call line? I know people hitting you up about it. Social media, they think you got something special in there because they consistently see you killing turkeys and taking pictures of turkeys. And I would post stuff, spring's coming, I'm sitting there building my own mouth, just something, but I was never into, sell it or anything. And finally he convinced me. He was like, you getting tired of it yet? Getting tired of them DMs? I'm like, yeah, man, it's kind of getting, what can we do here? And I was like, can it help you? I was like, shoot me straight, man. You've yelped on it because I didn't want to, I didn't want to set myself up for failure.
Yeah.
I was a nervous wreck. I ain't no stage caller or nothing like that. I was like, hey, man, this thing works for me.
Mm-hmm.
But he knew, it was a good one, I guess, and doing his profession. He's like, man, he goes, people will love this one. There's something in it that you've done that's really good, and let's put it out there. I said, well, do you think it'll help your business? He said, with you and what you're doing in this call, it would really help my business. I said, we'll do it. I don't want nothing. Didn't want anything from it, and
awesome.
Haven't taken anything from it, and just a good friendship, and people it bringing people success, and that's all it's been about. And it's been a good one though, man. That night it got posted. I was actually, my buddy Nate wants to talk about. I was at his house, and the night it was making it go live. Which we had kind of built it up a little bit, that we was going to be putting it out, and I think I did. I ain't never sweated so much. Degree, they couldn't have sent me a shipment full to keep me dry.
It's kind of like NFL draft night, huh?
Dude, right? I was like, Nate, it ain't gonna work for people, man. I don't think. I'm like, I ain't doing it. I'm calling live. Like, he grabbed my phone, like literally chucks it across the living room. He said, "No, man, like you doing it. It's a great call, do it." And we was done too far in, and we posted it, and it's been a blessing to see. It's what's been cool, man.
Good deal.
It's been nothing but positive. I mean, there's all kinds. I mean, heck, in local co-op up here, Buddy Bonds. Hey, man, picked up your car at the local. I'm like, it's made it up this far. What in the world, Like,
That's awesome. Yeah,
it is stuff like that. It's humbling, and it's for me. That's the gratifying thing about it is if it's helping somebody else, and they're enjoying it. Shoot, how much more rich can you get? Mm-hmm. Define it.
That's great.
It's cool to hear that. You just love passing it on as much as
absolutely.
Not taking the fame and fortune from it.
Don't come yelping at my turkeys. I ain't gonna go that far. No, but for sure, if I can ever help out in any way, I'd love to.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Anybody.
Well, while we're on the calls, we got about a minute and a half here. 2 minutes. You said during the COVID time, you came across a pretty unique gobbler. Tell that story.
The old breakdown, shakedown up there on. Yeah, God.
Don't tell your spot now. You almost gave it away.
Better not say what ridge, what hillside that was. Over in, we'll say Trouser County.
Okay.
But yeah, long story short, man, we was COVID year, and it was opening morning, and turkeys, we'd been set up for a minute, and turkeys are on the roost, and they're gobbling still on the roost now. And about the time I heard it, I could tell Nate heard it, and he looked over at me with this look like. He goes, "You hear that?" I said, "What is that sound?" He said, "I don't know, dude. Look, what is that?" It's like coming down this ridge, right? Across from the turkeys are gobbling over here on that ridge. And what it was somebody had probably watched some YouTube video a couple nights before, and like, I ain't, I deer hunt, I hunt, but heck, I watched my YouTube video and go over here and get me this little little shaker call. And that's what it was. It was one of them shake gobbles.
Gobble.
He was coming through wearing that sucker out, just walking. It's like I say, it sounded like an upset Marion more than it did anything. And I was like, holy my gosh, well, it's one of two things going to happen. He's either going to run these birds over here to us and we're going to have a great morning, or we can go the next county. We got to relocate, buddy. But that was COVID year in a jar right there.
Learned a new locator call there.
Yeah, right. We can drive about, but somebody got outdoors that day. That's all.
Yeah. That was a big year for people getting outside.
For sure.
Well, Kerry, I appreciate it, man. It's been fun.
It's been a pleasure. Anything I can ever do for you guys, y'all let me know.
All right. Sure enough.
Hope y'all go buy a card.
Go pick up your hard card right there. $5 at GoOutdoorsTennessee.com. It helps with wildlife and all things wildlife right there. So go get you one of those. Find you a calendar. You got Kerry's picture there as well. So, hey, man, appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
Good luck in the woods this year.
Thank y'all.
All righty.
We'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in.
Stay connected with TWRA by visiting our website at tnwildlife.org and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Hey, it's all about Tennessee wildlife. It's what we do. Tennessee Wildcast will be on the air again next week. We'll see you then.